Around the world, people live different lives, doing different things that are unique and make us who we are, writing our own stories and learning new things along the way. We all learn different things. We all face different challenges and obstacles, but manage to get through them one way or another. We as humans go through our own journeys, and we learn as we build our own resilience. No matter how much we get beat down, what matters is how we get back up. And everyone loves a good story. Welcome to the Neil Coutts Show.
Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning into today's show. Today's guest is Aaron Jay Camilleri. Aaron is a business developer as well as at the same time a real estate agent and an auctioneer. As well as that, basically, Aaron helps out people with a wealth strategy. So without further ado, thank you very much for coming on to the show there, Aaron.
Neil, how are you, mate? Good to see you.
Good to see you too, mate. Thanks very much for coming on.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for reaching out and getting me on board, and I look forward to having a chat with you. It's always a pleasure.
Awesome. So, Aaron, can you tell me a bit about yourself, about your past and your history?
Well, without I guess boring your listeners, I'll make it as short and sweet as me.
Good.
So, Maltese background, so I am short and sweet. So parents came from Malta in the 60s. I'm first generation Aussie. As I was growing up, I always asked questions. I was that kid that was asking so many questions, just being annoying. Like my cousins used to say, stop asking questions. You're just annoying. Yeah. But I always had a question for something when I was growing up, always. And that led me to being very curious about people, very curious about people. Why does that person choose to do this? Why does that person choose to do that? If that, for example, if that job pays less, why does someone do that? Why don't they do this job? And this is at a young age, understanding about, for example, why people do things in life. Because I love people so much, I always wanted to be around people. My first job was Golo. Yep. I don't know if you remember Golo, the crazy bargains place.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, the blue signage, yeah?
Yeah. So that was my first job, retail. And at that stage also I was starting a DJ business. I've loved DJing all my life, loved music all my life, been in music since I was a young age, and I started DJing. So at a young age, I was working 9 months at Golo. I was getting money, helping people out, doing landscaping and DJing. So I always had my mind set on work ethic and an entrepreneurial mind. How can I build something? I love to build something. So anyway, let's fast forward. That DJ business actually turned into a career. By the age of 18, 19, I had about 5 guys working for me. So 5 DJs out every weekend. And then by the age of 25, I had about 10 people working for me. And at that age, at 25, I was averaging about 500 gigs a year.
Wow.
So when I really went hard on it, we were about 500 gigs a year. So I was doing that full time, and I could safely do that full time, and I could have kept doing it full time. But I'm the type of person that I also love to venture off into other things. So I put the DJing, I parked the company aside, kept DJing for myself, and I was like, you know what? I love people. I love everything that people, being with people in a close proximity, like helping them in a journey. What can I do? And I thought real estate. At that stage, I was looking at a lot of real estate agents in Australia, what they're doing. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get into real estate. And that brought me into where I am today. I'm still DJing, so I'll never stop. That is 100% number one passion of mine. But real estate is also a passion, pure fact that I'm with people during really, really crucial decisions in life. Decisions that they find it hard and they want to move forward, and sometimes they're very hesitant. I love being with people at that time because I can show them it actually is easier than they think. Sometimes it just takes a bit of hard work, and also just understanding you need to channel that pressure into moving forward rather than stepping back. Yeah. So that's a bit about me. the best thing that I love about myself, and this is something that I always tell people, you have to acknowledge what you love about yourself, is I love the fact that it doesn't matter who I'm talking to, I'm interested. Yeah. I'm interested in their life. I'm interested in their progression. They could be the rudest person. Yeah. And I tell people a lot, they could be the rudest person ever, but I'm still interested in why they're rude. I want to dig deep into that. I'm like, without saying why you're rude, I want to dig deep of why you're reserved. Like in my mind, let's get this out. Let's crack this nut. Like, that's what I love about me. I don't care about the person because I know everyone has a blessing in them. You know what I mean? So I guess that's what I love about Aaron Jay.
So you like to know what makes someone tick, yeah?
I love to know what really fuels people. Yeah. I love to know what really helps people progress. So rather than what makes them tick in regards to push forward. So, if I ever come across someone that, it could be arrogant or it could be just misinformed, someone that could just not like me because I say I'm in real estate or whatever, you know what I mean? Some people have judgments. I like to know why and help people push forward with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
Because I think a lot of us too, we live with judgment. We live with judgment of others or a certain person, and it does stop us from progressing. It stops us from actually getting our mind out of that kind of box and saying, okay, I want to be curious. I want to find out about this person. I want to see how I can help this person on the journey, and I want to see how this person can help me on the journey.
Yeah. So yeah. Do you think, like, being society is very discriminative, that plays a role in the way people think?
Well, 100%. Look, it's with anything. It's with past experience. People, I always look on the whole, acknowledging and assessing, which we're going to talk about this today because that's part of the 5 steps to achieving wealth. Acknowledging and assessing. A lot of people, and I too, like I'm a culprit of this too, a lot of times we go through something and not assess it, not acknowledge it. So, for example, we might meet a shady person. That shady person might be a lawyer. That shady person might be a carpenter. That shady person might be whatever, a real estate agent. Some people don't acknowledge that person is that person, and move forward from that. So they could label that person as, I don't like these kind of people. I don't like this kind of thing. If I ever meet someone like this, I'll hold myself back. I will kind of have a kind of facade. I'll have a wall. Things happen in life, in relationships. I heard this from a friend the other day. I've had bad troubles with women. Women aren't for me. Like, because you've had bad troubles with women doesn't mean women aren't for you. It's just maybe you haven't found the right person.
That's right.
And you don't want that to play in your head because the next time you meet a candidate to be your partner, could be your life partner, you're going to have this wall up saying you're not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
I think so it's acknowledging and assessing. When something happens to you, acknowledge, okay, this has happened. Why has it happened? How can I move forward from this? Did I have any control to make sure this didn't happen and for the next time?
Yeah.
And I'm a very deep thinker like that. I assess everything in my life, acknowledge, and not to the point where I'm writing everything on a blackboard or a whiteboard, It's just more of it's happened, bang, acknowledge, move forward.
Yeah. Well, it's like people's it's because of their past experiences, it sort of shapes someone to who they become,
100%. 100%. And that's why I tell everyone I don't take anything away from what someone's gone through because everyone's experience is totally different to mine, totally different to the next person. So whoever wants to take that away and say you shouldn't feel bad or whatever, no, they have no right to do that. No one has a right to say get over it, move forward. But everyone has the right, if they want to help someone be better, is you have gone through something. And I can't imagine what you've gone through. But if you could acknowledge this and move forward, is it something you'd want to do? Yes. Well, then make it happen. You have full control. You know what I mean? So to have that level of conversation with the next person, I think it takes someone to just take a step back and say, you know what, I'm not going to tell this person to get over it. I'm going to just help them see that they can choose to move forward if they want to.
I'm surprised you didn't become a psychologist there, Aaron.
Yeah, Well, my missus would say that because she says you always try to psychoanalyze me. Just stop it. Just give me a hug. That's all I want.
Yeah, that's it. We don't always want to hear our problems. Sometimes we just want to be loved, yeah?
Yeah, exactly right.
So did you get the opportunity ever of going to university at all, or was it straight from DJing to real estate?
No, so actually I finished year 12 and music, as I said, music's always been my life. So straight from year 12, I went to actually technical production, so musical production.
Oh, okay.
So I studied musical industry, technical production. So basically at TAFE, it was TAFE level, Vic Uni. I studied basically how to control a recording studio, how to live mix. So basically my uni was purely music.
Yeah.
Pure music. I did that for 3.5 years. I got my advanced diploma in musical industry. And yeah, during that time, I was working in call centers too. I was working in a couple of call centers. I was actually selling nightclub memberships. So that was pretty interesting. But that was cold calling. So I got heaps of experience in cold calling and all these jobs throughout this process of studying and finishing school has made me the person I am today. Purely the fact that I acknowledged what I learned at those times. Like if you were to say, Aaron, what did you learn when you were, at 19 at university in the call center? I'll tell you straight out. I learned how to deal with rejection. Yeah. I learned how to talk to someone that doesn't want to talk to me because I knew that they didn't want to talk to me because they had a bias of that person on the phone.
Yeah.
So right now they're not saying, this could be a really nice guy. He's just trying to make a living. You know what I mean? They're saying, dude, I hate these cold calling people. They're annoying. Yeah. So how do I eliminate that out of the gentleman or the woman's head for the first 20 seconds I talk to him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can actually picture myself in that chair acknowledging that back when I was 19. You get what I mean? So it's interesting how being at uni, which was just passion because of music, led me to be able to do these jobs that were a bit harder for some others because, as you know, some people aren't made to cold call. Yeah. Some people really – they say public speaking, cold calling, people would rather die than that. So
what was that, sorry?
Some people said, I'd rather die than have to cold call. Some people fear it. Some people fear cold calling and, public speaking so much. You've probably met people like that too.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with fearing that. I think there's something wrong when, for example, you're letting that stop your progression in life, because we're all born with a voice, we're all born to, to talk, to give value to others around us. So, if you can eliminate that hurdle, which is the fear of speaking in front of people, the fear of asking questions or whatever, dude, the world's your oyster.
Yeah, I get that. No, it's almost like, you went through the University of Hard Knocks there, yeah?
Oh, most definitely. In regards to cold calling, most definitely. Yeah. Cold calling, I worked for a union as well. So I was selling union memberships. And the best story about this was I remember I was working for the communications union. Yeah. So this is actually telcos and all that.
Yeah.
I ended up signing up one of the head directors for a union. Yeah. So normally you wouldn't see that. Normally you'd see obviously the workers, that kind of stuff, they're all signing up for the union. But I actually signed up the head director because I said, basically I had a good chat with him over a couple of weeks and I said, be part of the team. Your workers, everyone under you is part of this union, be part of it too. Yeah. You know what I mean? And this is where you can have that inclusion with each other. And back then when I think it was about 20, 21, my boss was like, how'd you sign this guy up? You know what I mean? Like he doesn't need the union. He's like on, a $250,000, nearly $500,000 a year and you're signing him up. Like because he understands that if he's part of the team, they're going to work together.
Yeah, that's right. I get
so,
that.
Yeah. So I think all those days on the phones getting knocked back just showed me, Aaron, you got a level of communication has to be a lot better. You know what I mean? Yeah. Your listening has to be a lot better. You have to understand why they're upset, a reason with that and agree because I would be upset if some random called me too and I was in a bad mood. Yeah. Yeah. So acknowledge that. Let's move forward.
Fair enough. No, I get that. So it's like you got to look like you seems like you've mastered it really. Looking for the positive in every situation rather than being negative about what you're experiencing and then just bringing yourself down, yeah?
100%. Look, I would never say I mastered anything. Until the day I die, I have not mastered anything.
Yeah.
It's me just wanting to be better and better. And I live by those words, be better. You know what I mean? Last year I had a journey of 100 days better, where it's, I every day basically posted a video about being better and what it meant to me. If it helped others, I was wrapped, but it was for myself. Because the fact that I don't want to be a master, what I want to do is I want to be better at what I want to be better at every day. Because as soon as you say I'm a master, it's kind of like, well, what do I do now?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So it's almost like stunting your growth, yeah?
100%. So with being better, 100%, like every single day, I try to be able to converse better with the next person. Try to be able to understand someone's circumstances and help them to the next stage in my field, in real estate and business. So I'm always,
Yeah, no, keep going.
And so I'm always just really probing and understanding, okay, what do you want to achieve? How can we make this happen? Where do you feel you're at the moment? And just getting people to acknowledge where they're at and where they want to be.
Yeah, all right. So with the whole real estate side of things, right? Was it just something on a whim that motivated you to get into real estate, or was it something like you had a group of friends that were in real estate already and you thought, why not join them?
Yeah, it's interesting because I didn't really have anyone in my direct network in regards to friends that were in real estate. I had a friend's dad who was in real estate. I had some people on my Facebook that I've been looking up to that were in real estate. One of them being Zed Nasheed. I don't know if you've heard of Zed Nasheed. So he was actually on my Facebook. I was seeing what he was doing. I loved his energy. I loved his positivity. And I really saw myself doing that too. The simple fact of working closely with people and just really helping people on a journey. And when I saw that, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to give it a go. This was when I got to the point with the business where I was 500 gigs a year. I was managing all these people. And I was like, you know what? I love doing what I do, but I know there's something else. I know there's something else I can do. I know there's something else where I can learn more, maybe dig deeper into people's lives and what they're up to and how I can help them achieve. So that's why I did the real estate course. I went and worked for a few firms, a few agencies, and then actually found my feet at Zed Real Estate. So I actually worked there for a bit as well with Zed Nasheed. And then from there, I started doing my license, which I'm doing at the moment. Yeah. And I wanted to take it a step further. So rather than opening a property and selling it, I actually want to help people. I still do that, but I actually help people build a plan to actually get the next property and get the next property. So that's where my love for people turned into, you know what? Some people have an amazing opportunity, just they don't see it in front of them. Some people work tirelessly for their family, but they don't spend the hours with their family. So how can I show this person that building wealth through your assets can actually give you more time for your family? You know what I mean? So I was kind of like compelled that I need to do this. This is what really drives me, being able to help people be better. And what better way to do that than through an asset, buying assets that's going to help them have more time.
Yeah, so you really enjoy, or it makes you feel warm inside, that you're helping people reach financial freedom, yeah?
100%. And financial freedom is different to everybody, totally different to everybody. Financial freedom for John, who loves sports cars, who loves going to Ibiza every year. You know what I mean? Like, that is totally different to financial freedom for Mary, who enjoys traveling Australia with her 3 kids, incredible husband, you know what I mean? Doesn't care about cars or luxury holidays. It's totally different, financial freedom. I look at it as in, helping people actually have their sweet spot in life. And that sweet spot could be, I want to get that, a holiday home, down in Mornington. Yeah. I want to go there at the end of the year and not have to worry about anything. Yeah. Or it could be, hey, I want to have a laptop life and I just want to travel the world doing my work here and there and have my assets working for me. You know what I mean? So what really charges me is understanding people's journey and helping them understand, because a lot of us, we're always changing anyway, what we want in life, but having a plan and saying, let's work at this plan and let's reassess. Let's reassess after the next few years. Once we've got that goal, once we achieve that goal, let's reassess. Is this what you still want, John? Do we want to keep going with this?
So basically you're helping people achieve goals so they can live life being able to do whatever they want, yeah?
100%. Yeah. So to do what they want on their own terms, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
However that may look, we obviously need to assess that in the way they want it. You know what I mean? So some people might, for example, want to do some really risky real estate stuff. When I say risky real estate stuff, fork out a lot of capital, a lot of money, build something, resell, make a decent income. You know what I mean? Decent pocket income then and there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's a bit riskier, but that might be your John that just wants the money. Get the money. Let's make it happen. Let's do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Barry might want something positive geared, getting a positive income, you know what I mean? And just, really building the assets, not as quickly, and that's cool. You know what I mean? But it all comes down to understanding the person. And I think that's when you look at wealth, you also got to look at, a personal goal. What is the personal goal? What is the professional goal? The wealth goal. They all interlink.
Yeah. So there's a few number of people out there that just want the quick cash. It's almost like flipping houses, yeah?
100%. There are people out there that just want the quick cash. So there'll be people that say, look, I only want to look at projects. They're then going to get me a certain amount once it's sold, yeah? Or a certain amount after a certain period of time. Let's just say it's a 12 to 18-month project. At the end of the build, we predict that it's going to sell at this much because of what market obviously is happening within the market. Things change, but this is what we're predicting because we've seen obviously the market move forward. This is what you're going to get. Okay, I want to talk about that. So some people want that, but then also with that type of investment, you do need a lot of capital behind you.
Yeah.
So, you need to maybe be that John that maybe has a rocking business, making a lot per year, you know what I mean? There's a lot of income to show. Yeah. But then you have conservative people, which just they're happy with a rental yield that's stable. They're getting a good rental yield, and basically positive, it being positive. That's what they want. And when I say positive, obviously their expenses are less than their earnings of owning that property.
Oh, okay, yeah. So just to step back for a bit, that Zed Nasheed that you're working with now, is he the one that did the music videos for the real estate properties?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. He's amazing. He's really good.
He was on the news, wasn't he?
Sorry?
He was on the news about it as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was on the news, and that's totally, and that's how I've learned so much from him in itself. Yeah,
right.
Purely the fact of just doing it, just going out there, doing it, and just owning it, being yourself, and really enjoying what you do. Really owning it and owning what your goals are.
Yeah.
Really letting people know this is my goal, and I'm going to make it happen. I don't care what anyone else says. This is going to happen. So I got a lot of that confidence from Zed as well. I learned so much from him.
Yeah, how has COVID affected the industry?
So look, with COVID, obviously, we can't be opening homes. So right now with the stage 4, there's no opening homes. Areas that aren't hot, like I mean hot as in like first home buyers, that kind of stuff, I've found it's all case-to-case basis. You know what I mean? If you've got a home that stands out from the rest and there's nothing like it, you might be lucky to still have a buyer that wants that at this time because there's so many factors.
Yeah.
You got to look at this. The buyers that want that property, do they have the borrowing capacity to be able to make that happen? Yeah?
Yeah.
Have they been affected by work? Has the buyer that wants your property been affected by work? Yeah? So this is where case-to-case basis, some properties have definitely been affected, and that could be your luxury homes. You know what I mean? People aren't spending the money that what a vendor wants for it. And it could be also, for example, like a first home buyer home because the first home buyers can't get the finance, you know what I mean? So, but I always look at it like this. Anyone could kind of say, here's a crystal ball, and it's a good time to buy. wait 5 months, wait 5 months, wait. You know what I mean? Like, but that doesn't exist. Yeah. Buying property is good when you can. So it doesn't matter when you buy property. If you can buy property, buy property. Yeah. That's literally the only rule. If you can buy property, buy property.
Yeah.
So if you can get a loan, who knows if you can get a loan in a year's time or whatever. If you can get the money to buy a property, you buy a property. But you assess the situation. You assess the property you're buying.
Yeah.
And that's why a simple answer, the best time to buy is now. Because if you can, you can.
Fair. Like, are the banks handing out loans as easily at the moment, or has it been a bit of a struggle for people?
It definitely has been a struggle. A lot of my clients, it's been a massive struggle. So give you like a bit of an outlook to it. Well, basically, sole traders, people that run their own business, 2 years. You know, you basically need to see 2 years of good finances for the banks to look at you. Yeah. Couple of years. Yeah. But people that just started the job, you know, there were some lenders that were doing about 3 months, you know, three to 6 months. Now it's minimum 6 months in a job, you know, minimum 6 months in a full-time job before they touch you. Being on JobKeeper, that in itself, it's hard to get any loans while you're on JobKeeper. But there's a lot of variations too. You know, some lenders could look at you, but it's all about crunching the numbers because everyone's circumstances are totally different.
Yeah.
It is a lot harder now in regards to someone that hasn't got a lot of capital behind them, you know, a lot of cash to spend, you know what I mean? For a decent deposit, it is a lot harder. And that's why the first step that I say in regards to creating wealth is, as a professional, as someone with a gift, finding that gift and really enhancing that to get paid more for what you do is the first key to building wealth. If you can truly get paid more for what you're good at, that's how you build wealth quicker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because think about it. You're doing something you enjoy and you're getting paid for it. Yeah. It doesn't seem like you're doing anything.
Yeah.
So if someone could actually find something they love to do and get paid for it, that's going to build you wealth. Yeah?
Yeah.
That wealth helps you get the next property, Now, that doesn't mean, guys, who cares about working for the man? Stick it to the man. Quit your job. Entrepreneur life. You can make it happen. No, not at all. Not at all. If you can be smart and you can work full time for someone, you have a steady wage. The bank looks at you as an asset, not a liability, because this guy's got a full-time wage. He's got a good income. Do your hustle on the side. Yeah. That's cool. Because in the end of the day, serviceability, you want to show more income so you can borrow more to buy another property.
Okay.
So I'm all for people working full time. I'm not one to say quit your job and, you know, just go for your dreams. Like you could still do that. Really, if we only need 6.5 to 7.5 hours of sleep a night, how many more hours a day are there? You know what I mean? There's so many more hours a day.
Yeah.
So you could safely work full time and do a side hustle.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. So is this what you teach? So what is it that with your wealth strategy program there, you're basically teaching people how to buy properties, or flip properties and make extra income. Is that right?
Correct. So the beautiful thing about it is I'm a team player. Yeah. I love people and I love getting the best team together and making it happen. That's my asset, being able to really find the right people that can help my clients move forward. So I have financial advisors, I have mortgage brokers, I have land agents, land developers, builders, finance strategists. All of them are in my network. All these amazing champions in the industry are in my network. Yeah. So that's what I do. I sit down with someone with a goal, and I can also see someone with a goal. You know, I've been at a bar when we could before COVID, and I've seen someone, talk to them, and I could tell they've got the ambition to be better and want to do better. Yeah. Get into conversation, find out they're running a solid business, they're still renting, they haven't got a property. And I'll say, have you thought about this? Yeah. Let's build a plan together. Yeah. You know, so they're the type of clients I go for. Basically, my clients are people that just want to get ahead. They want to get ahead in life. And as you said before, they want to live on their own terms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like right now, I've got some clients that I'm building property in Ballarat for. Yeah. Now they've lived in Ballarat, past maybe 10 plus years, and they're wanting to build their own home. They've been renting.
Yeah.
So I'm building them a home in Ballarat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I could have said there, rather than you building a home for you, how about you build an investment property and then we build another one? But that's not their journey. These people wanted to build a home for themselves now, and that's cool. And that's why every circumstance is different. I've had clients where, Aaron, I'm happy to stay renting, as long as you buy me something that's going to have a better rent, it's going to pay off my rent, plus give me extra.
Yeah, I get that.
You get what I mean? Because if they're happy to rent in, Black Rock, happy to rent in Sandringham near the beach,
Yeah.
good luck trying to buy something there.
Yeah, I get that.
So some people's life's journey is totally different, and that's when it's not a cookie cutter. It's not something bang, bang, bang. It's I work with someone and I already know where they're going to get good income. So I already know from my network, from my builders, where we could get really, really good income and how we can make that happen.
All right. So you've got basically a really good network of everyone that plays a role in building a house, or for someone that wants to purchase a house, and you're just putting them all together basically, but you're sitting down with the person and mapping out their goals
100%.
their plan.
Well, it's like, correct, it's a navigator. You know what I mean? In the end of the day, let's just say we navigate, on a road trip. Yeah. I'm not physically pulling everyone there. The car is pulling people. Yeah. I'm not physically driving. The person's driving. Yeah. But I'm giving the direction and being there, even if we get lost. Yeah. Because in life, things may go sour. Things may go, anything in life, anything could happen. But if you have a navigator that is level-headed, you have a navigator that understands A to B to C, and if we don't get to C quicker than we thought, how to redirect, how to realign. If you have a navigator that knows how to do that in a calm way, you're always going to be successful.
So
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you basically help alleviate the stress off the actual individual person that wants to purchase the house by taking on those responsibilities when things go south, as you were saying.
Correct. And it's very rare that happens. But if it does, you want to know you have someone in your corner that can actually deviate, can actually understand how to go to the next step through this. Also the whole concept of networking in itself, finding the right people. For someone to go and try and find the people that I have met over the years of experience, it's trial and error. You know what I mean? I've found the right people because obviously from their success, from what they have achieved and what I have achieved through them, through my clients. So just finding that network in itself is powerful.
Yeah, I get you. Because, you're basically finding champions in their own trade, and you're
100%.
being able to connect with all of them. And when you provide this service to your clients, they're getting basically what you feel is the best of the best.
The best testimonial I've ever had is a lady, when I purchased a property for her, she said, Aaron, I've been looking for 2 years, and we've only done this within a month of talking to each other. 1 month. And I said, why is that? Why? And she said, because you said what I needed to hear.
Right.
You told me what I needed to hear. Yeah. You told me through the process. You took me through from A to Z what's going to happen when I build a home. She was scared of building. She heard horror stories of builders. She thought she was paying too much for land. For a couple of years, she was waiting for land to go down. Like she was getting the wrong information from people, listening to friends, listening to family. And just within a month, I was just talking to her normally. And I was talking to her about things moving forward, understanding her journey. She doesn't want to be looking for the next 2-3 years. She wants to buy a property. She wants to buy the next one. So if she's able to buy now and we can make it work, let's make it work. So for me, that was the best testimonial because 2 years of looking and 1 month of talking to me, we're able to make it work.
I get that.
But that's because I'm like some sort of special guru. That's only because like I want to be honest and I want to get people's thoughts out. You know what I mean? I'm not going to shy away from, sorry, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Why aren't you interested?
Yeah.
How come you've been looking for 2 years?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I will probe that. And it's interesting. Everything I do, it's all about the why.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is kind of going off real estate, but it helps people and it helps my clients. If you can understand what your why is, what your why to moving forward, yeah, you can achieve amazing things in life. You know, my why, Aaron Jay's why is probing, promoting, and helping amazing people achieve light bulb moments in life. That's my why.
So you really like, you're investing in the clients themselves, and you put that relationship to the utmost importance when you're connecting with your clients. Yeah.
100%. And that's how it should be, especially if you're in a field where you're helping people on a journey. It's a creation. It's a strategy. Yeah. Like some may say, how could you be in wealth creation? You didn't study finance, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you know about making money? You know what I mean? Like you don't live in a mansion.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with it. It's really got nothing to do with it. You know, wealth strategy is like a goal strategy or whatever. You need to have the right team on your side to help you get there. So I wouldn't sit down, crunch numbers to detail with a client. Yeah. My finance gurus would.
Yeah, I get that.
I would crunch down what their journey is. I would ask him those hard questions and would ask him, what do you actually want to achieve? You know? So, and that's where I love this business for that whole reason, that sometimes being that communicator, that high level communicator, you can truly show people they can achieve so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're really developing the pathway more than, getting down into the nit and gritty with the clients, because that's where you got specialist people for each individual one, yeah?
100%, 110%. So I would get nitty gritty in regards to the emotional side of things, helping them see and also helping them articulate what they want moving forward, and putting them with the right, my network of builders, my network of mortgage brokers. And these guys are champions. You know, they do this on the daily and they're so passionate about it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So do you solely work with building houses and buying land, or do you get some clients that just want to buy an established house already?
Yeah, 100%. So definitely I help clients with buying a property if they don't want to buy build a property. I actually help a couple of my clients at the start of the year and good friends of mine sell property as well.
Yeah.
So, I'm not locked into just finding a property for someone to build. Also had clients where at the moment we're looking for some lots for them to actually build multiple townhouses. So we're looking for land for them to build multiple townhouses. We sell a couple and we keep one for the client. So anything real estate related, you know.
So you don't do anything like stocks and shares and stuff like that, yeah?
I'm actually currently doing a course on Udemy for stocks. So I've never got into stocks, but I'm currently doing a course because I thought during the COVID 6-week lockdown in Melbourne, I'm going to broaden my knowledge to be better. And I've never looked into stocks really. So I'm actually doing a course just to get my head around it. And it's very interesting. I love it.
What about cryptocurrencies? Have you looked into that much?
No, not at all.
It's a big learning experience, I'll tell you that right now. Bit of a curve, but how can I say, it's a very volatile market, so you got to really, know what you're doing, if you know what I mean.
100%. Yeah. It's funny because the one thing I say, one of my slogans when I talk about property is invest in yourself, invest in property. So someone that comes to you and says, don't invest in property, shares are better. It's a bias.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you shares or property's better, whatever. I'm telling you this is I choose property. I choose property. You know what I mean? I have seen the results in property. Shares can be better. Property can be better. It's all relative to the individual. Yeah. And that's why my slogan, invest in yourself in property, it's like the number one thing I've invested in my entire life is myself. Yeah. And that's why at 32 years old, I can stand up proud of who I am. Yeah. Because everything I've put in my mind, everything that comes out of my mouth, I do regret some things in life. But when I say regret, not regret, ashamed, more of regret, like I could have done things better. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I've purely invested in is myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that led to me investing in property, investing in people to invest in property.
Yeah. It's like you got to gain all that knowledge first, but then you trust your gut in the end of the day from what you've learned, yeah?
100%, 110%. And look, I'm honest with clients. Some clients say, look, Aaron, really, like if you're not the builder, if you're not the mortgage broker, why do I need you?
Yeah.
Like I can just go to them.
Yeah.
And I said, amazing, bingo, you can go to them.
Yeah.
Like, of course, you can.
I get that, yeah.
But in the end of the day, are you really going to get off that chair that you've been on for the past 5 years not investing in property? Are you really going to hunt for the right property to get you the right return to be able to get you another property? Are you going to build the strategy for you to pay down your existing primary residence with another property?
Yeah, I get that. It's you've really got to get off your backside and invest your own personal time where you could get someone like yourself to do all the hard work, yeah?
100%. You can get someone like myself, and that works with amazing people that do it on the daily. Like, they build plans for amazing individuals on the daily, and that's the biggest thing, to be able to do what you want on your journey.
Yeah. I want to ask you, like, I don't mean to pry too much in, but where do you yourself make your income when you do this? Is it that you're taking a commission off the builders and the financial advisors, or do you charge your clients an upfront fee?
So if it's basically to the point where I'm finding a property for someone, then I would charge a consulting fee.
Yeah.
If a client would like to build, then obviously I have relationships with builders, so I have a fee there, but it's all built within their fees. Yeah, because I have such a good relationship with them that I take people there.
Yeah.
It's no different to a sales staff working at a building display. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Except I work with builders that don't have a sales staff.
Yeah.
I am the sales staff.
I get
you know
that,
what I mean?
yeah.
So it's the same concept. So there's many times where I've helped someone and I didn't get paid because they didn't build or something happened. But that's why I have multiple income streams. Yeah. I don't just focus on property. I focus on marketing. I help a lot of clients do marketing as well. So one of my other fortes is comms through marketing, helping people build the right marketing strategies.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I get that, yeah.
And obviously my DJing as well. I will never stop DJing. I enjoy it. Yeah? And that's where I really preach that to people. Even when I'm selling them a house that I DJ, like I'm not scared of saying that. I'm not scared of them thinking, how can he DJ and also do this? Like, it's a beautiful thing to be able to do your passion and get paid for it.
Yeah.
So if I can go DJ, get paid, and still help people on a wealth creation, really help them in life, for me, it's like I love it because I have multiple income streams.
Yeah.
I can relax, I can do this, I can have fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. Like DJing is one of those hobbies that you can actually get paid for. There's not a lot of hobbies out there where you can actually get paid for it unless someone, sort of employs you for your experience or your knowledge in that, field that your hobby's in. But it's not something that can be done on a regular basis, week in, week out,
100%, exactly right. And that's why it's a blessing. For me, it is total blessing that I was born with this love for music, because that love for music turned into a career.
Yeah.
And now it is a career / hobby. You know what I mean? Like I'll never stop doing it. I can't wait till I'm 95 years old and rocking on a main stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, definitely.
But look, definitely with property, the reason why I choose property is you got to look at this. Property is one of the most stable markets in the world. And when you look at that, the reason being is land's never recreated. Yeah. You're looking at a bare minimum in most places, 4 to 5% capital growth. Yeah, you may have a 20% capital growth in a year or 2 years. You get a decline of 10, but you're still up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because the value's in the land. So I look at property. It might be the slow thing compared to a stock. Yeah. Look, the stocks recently, it was ridiculous. Afterpay, I think something in March was like, it was something like I think it was like $8. It went down to $8 in March, Afterpay. Now it's up to 78.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's just say someone put 100 grand on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but they're so volatile. You know what I mean? Like,
I get that. Yeah, like my uncle was a financial advisor, and he was like, "Yeah, you put your money down, it can go up, but it can also go down, but you don't lose everything." On the rare occasion, though, some businesses do fold or go bankrupt, and then that's when I guess the investors lose a lot of money, you know. But very unlikely before that takes place. And generally, if you've got financial advisors working with you to do with shares, you would hope that they would pull that money out before it goes too far down. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. But see, with property, it's one of those things that we all need a house to live in. Yeah. We all need a place to stay. You know, the population's growing.
Yeah.
So if you're investing in areas that really have that population growth, and you've got a team like me that look at the median age in the area, the population growth, where was the population last year, 5 years before, what money's being put into infrastructure, then you'll have a rough idea for the next 10 years what you'll be looking at in that area. You know?
Yeah, no, I get that because, I've also had one other real estate guy on the show before. And basically what we're talking about is about the facilities that are being developed in the area. What is there? Is there, public transport? Are there shops, is there schools in the area if it's a developing community where, a lot of newlyweds are moving in there and deciding to start a family? Are those facilities available to them, yeah?
Yeah. Age group is a massive thing, yeah? Your median age in an area is a massive thing, because if your median age is around the 30, 35, you're looking at people that are going to be there for the next 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And if you've got, let's just say in the span of 10 kilometers or just under, 10 primary schools, you know what I mean? That's telling you there's a lot of kids in that area as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to look at these things too. And for example, a lot of the places that I'm looking at too is Southeast Queensland and those kind of areas.
Yeah.
Simple fact of the money that's going into there. All the money that's going into there, and also the workforce. It's such a strong workforce there.
Yeah. It's one of those areas, like I was living up on the Gold Coast, it would have been about 15 years ago. When I first moved there, property wasn't that expensive, but in the space of 2 years with so many people moving up there, properties like basically, raised in prices like 4 or 5 times the amount they originally were when I first arrived there.
100%.
Basically, unfortunately at most times it's really seasonal until they really start having, businesses set up there, like your call centers and things like that, like they have in your other major cities like Melbourne and Sydney. It's a really tricky place. I don't know if it's changed now, but that was like 15 years ago. It was not easy to get a job. And I remember a guy telling me that he put an application for his business online to employ someone, and within the space of 2 hours, I think they got like 150 resumes sent to them, you know what I mean? Because there wasn't a lot of businesses up there. Things may have changed now. Who knows,
Well, the population growth in Southeast Queensland is ridiculous, amazing. Like the amount of people going there and residing there is incredible. Purely the fact that infrastructure, a lot of factories, a lot of industry jobs that are there. So that needs housing. Housing is demanded there.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about it is, you're looking at a house or a dual occupancy home, which could get you about 700 rent per week for 500 grand.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So where can you buy a 500 grand in Melbourne, a house 500 grand in Melbourne to get you 700 a week in rent?
Not going to happen, yeah.
20. Yeah. And this is where it comes down to the whole fact of even mums and dads can be investors. Yeah. Even family people can be investors.
Yeah.
I grew up in a family where my mum and dad paid off their house and they never thought of investing again. Yeah. So that's why it was all new to me when I got into real estate and I saw the opportunities there. But the simple fact that a mum and dad, especially having full-time wages, it's such a strength to have a full-time wage. Capitalize on that.
Yeah.
Capitalize.
Well, that's
you know
it.
what I mean?
Yeah. If there's 2 full-time wages coming into the house, why not make the most of it?
100%. Yeah. 100%. And if you could get a property that's positive geared, meaning your expenses are less than your earnings, take 200-300 per week in your pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
While you're getting capital growth. You know what I mean? Keep that for the next 15, 20 years. Bang.
Yeah. So, what are these 5 pillars? What was it? 5 pillars of wealth that you have or success?
Yeah. So five steps to achieving wealth or really achieving anything in life, goals. I just want to share this like last thing, I guess, is first one is determine what you want to achieve. You know, the first thing you need to do is you need to determine what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
And that's personally, professionally, financially. Now, when people say, Aaron, how do I determine what I want to achieve? I don't even know what I want to achieve.
Yeah.
Well, then we need step 2 is part of it. It's assessing. You need to assess what you've already done, what you enjoy doing, and acknowledging how you're going to move forward from that.
Yeah.
So it could be acknowledging your strengths, your weaknesses, acknowledging what you love, what really fires you, assessing what you've done in the past, what you didn't enjoy. That all comes into play of determining what you want. Yeah, because as you know, Neil, what you want is totally different from the next person, different from the next person. Once you determine that, we can plan. Yeah, we can plan for that. Yeah, we can plan. You can say, Aaron, you know what I mean? I actually don't want to be in Australia. I want to buy a house in this country. It's going to cost me this much. Okay, cool. How are we going to get there? Yeah. Financially, how are we going to get there? Do you need to get paid more? Do we need to work out if you can get paid more? You can do a side hustle, get a property that's positive geared. We sell it off after 10 years. You know what I mean? Like plan, have a plan, and actually a tangible plan where we draw it out and we work out exactly how we're going to achieve this.
Yeah.
Number 3, implementation. Once you've planned it, you implement. Yeah, you put it to action. You actually get it going. No joke. Like even though it's wealth creation through property, I've had chats with my clients where, Tony, you're on a part-time wage. Can you get full-time? Can you get a full-time contract, Tony? I've never thought about that, because I'm actually getting a good wicket part-time. I don't have to really go in full. And I go, look, if you get a full-time wage, at least the bank will see you as stable, more stable. Full-time, that contract, they take that more seriously with your income as well too.
Yeah.
Bang. Tony gets a full-time job after 9-10 months. Bang, more qualified.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes these little things people don't think of. You know what I mean? Because remember, it's about serviceability. When you're lending money, it's about serviceability, how you can service it.
Yeah.
So that strategy I helped Tony with, it was just simple. It was just ask your boss, see what you could do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was implementing. He put it to action.
Yeah.
Then evaluation. Once this has happened, we've got to the point where we can achieve this goal. We achieve it. We evaluate. Okay. Where do we want to be? What's the next step? Yeah.
Yep.
What does this mean for the big hairy ass goal?
Yeah.
Are we at the point we wanted to be in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And 9 times out of 10, if someone is strict on that, like totally strict on that, of achieving that goal, 9 times out of 10, they'll achieve it. Yeah. There might be hurdles, there might be speed bumps, but they're going to get to that end goal because they have that plan, and that plan is in stone.
Yeah, I get that. So basically the first one was know what you want, the goals, yeah? Then the next thing is pardon?
Yeah, know what you want. You have to know what you want. The
next thing is to work out your strengths, and then basically any weaknesses you have, you try to build upon or improve to help create a better picture for you.
Or you get other people to do them for you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fair enough. Yeah. Where your strengths are, you use them, and where your weaknesses are, you get the assistance of other people around you to help fill those gaps for you, so you can, shoot, 100%, and make sure you hit your goal type of thing,
Exactly.
Planning is a big part of the process. So planning how you're going to achieve your goals, and then basically implementing your plans. Is that right?
That's it. And then obviously the evaluation. You've got to evaluate.
So after you've implemented, you basically evaluate your progress to date.
Yeah. Or you achieve the goal and you evaluate that too, at the end of that,
All right.
And party. You got to party too. I learned that from Zed.
Yeah.
Once you achieve success, you got to party. Even if it's for a short amount of time, party. Enjoy it. Enjoy success.
So you got to enjoy the fruits of your, you'll have some sort of reward so that you feel
100
good about achieving your goal, and that it's just not another
100%.
milestone you're trying to walk past or go past.
100%. And the day you tell yourself you can't achieve it, you won't achieve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
The day you tell yourself you can't, you won't. That's it.
That's like the positive mindset type of things, you know, being positive and looking at the positive side of things, because if you're not positive, then everything is a grind in life, and we as humans don't like to be grinding, you know.
Correct. And even just for example, someone listening right now, if you have not even assessed your finances, if you have not seen a broker, not seen some sort of financial advisor to actually just give you a clear path of how to push forward, you're missing out. Because why shouldn't you leverage someone that works day in, day out to make this happen for people for the better of you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, never talk to anyone about your finances, or you've never talked about how I could be better to someone who does it for a living, then you're missing out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's something that everyone should do. You know, if everyone wants to be better, wants to do better financially, make more, whatever, talk to someone that's a guru of it. Talk to someone that does it, you know, or even come to someone like me and I can actually translate it for you and how it would work.
Oh, okay. So quickly, what's some of the challenges that you face doing this sort of stuff when you're working with clients?
Number one, credit card debts.
Okay, yeah.
Credit card debts is a massive one. Personal loans, massive one.
Okay, yeah. Anything
Rule
else?
of thumb, you got to steer away from personal loans.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Personal
basically,
loans are bad.
Basically, it's debts that hold people back from trying to get involved in this sort of wealth building. Yeah.
Credit debts. Like I said, credit debts, personal loans. You know, having a credit card of, look, if you don't use it much, if you're just a mum and dad consumer and then you have a credit card of 20K, what for?
Yeah.
What for? Why do you have a credit limit of 20K? What for?
Yeah. Well, you know, the banks only give it to you that high so they can make you pay them interest in the end, yeah?
Yeah. So what for? Like, there's no point. It's like playing with the devil, playing with fire. You know what I mean? Like, in the end of the day, have a clean credit record, no personal loans or very few personal loans, have clean numbers in regards to business. If you run a business, always be on time in regards to BASs, you know, tax returns. Don't be scared to ask for a pay rise. That's another one. Don't be scared to ask for a pay rise if you feel you're performing. If you could take that hat off of bias, that hat of ego, and say, hey, I am performing like an absolute machine, I deserve a pay rise. Ask for it.
Yeah, I get that. I mean? Yeah, if you don't ask, you're not going to get. And the worst thing is they reject you, yeah?
If you've been in the same place for 5 years, you haven't got a pay rise, you feel you're worth more, apply for other jobs while you're working there and see what happens.
Yeah, I get that.
Don't quit the job and go somewhere else. Yeah?
Yeah.
But see what happens. You know what I mean? Because in the end of the day, it's the same as what I said before. We want to get paid more for what we love to do or what we're good at. Yeah? So at least we can use that. Yeah? We can use that power.
I get that. So if people want to get in touch with you, how would they reach out to you?
So I got my Facebook. We'll put the link below. Got Facebook. It's just facebook.com/Aaron Jay Official. I can put my details below too. They can email me. And I'm happy to hear from anyone. Right now, I'm helping a lot of first home buyers because of the home builder grant and helping them on that journey as well. So that's a bulk of my market, and also investors. One first or second time investment. You know, that's a bulk of my work. I do help people that are fourth, fifth, sixth, but most of the people's first, second time investment. So if that's you, if that's someone that you've always been interested in property, you want to reach out, you haven't seen, calculated your finances, where you're at, and you need a step up of how to get there, just give me a call, contact me, more than happy to help you.
Awesome. Look, I'll leave all the links down below in the description there, your Facebook page and your websites and stuff like that. But I'd like to thank you very much, Aaron, for coming on to the show today.
My pleasure. My absolute pleasure, Neil. It's been amazing.
Awesome. It was beautiful. It was good chatting with you, mate. Now, to all my viewers out there, just wanted to let you know, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down there on the right-hand side, as well as smash that like button if you enjoyed today's episode with Aaron. But with myself, Neil Coutts, and Aaron Jay Camilleri, thank you very much and have a good day.